Welcome to FemNerd Reviews. So this first review is going to be Rat Queens, Volume 1, Sass and Sorcery. We're going to start off with a summary of the plot, or a synopsis. I'm not actually sure if those two words mean the same thing. I think they do, but you never know with the English language. Rat Queens is about these 4 mercenaries, the Rat Queens. They have been arrested for getting into drunken fights with the other teams of mercenaries. And they are given the option, basically, of going on a quest or serving jail time. So of course they all go on quests. And they find that the quests were actually a setup to try to kill all of them. So the Rat Queens started investigating who was trying to kill all of the mercenaries. That's really it. That sounds really simple now that I'm saying it, but it's so much more exciting when you're reading it. I don't know if that's an endorsement or what that is. A lot of times when I start a new series, I feel really confused. I feel like I have no idea what's going on. Like, I can tell that there are things that I'm missing. And I didn't really feel that way with Rat Queens. Like, I felt like I kind of understood what was going on in the world enough to be able to follow these characters and dive right in, and I thought that was really well done. I love that it's clear that there's nothing special about them being a team of female mercenaries, or that there even are female mercenaries. I love that that's not a unique thing, because the story doesn't get bogged down in them facing difficulty because they're female mercenaries, because that gets tired. I would say the number of female main characters definitely outweighs male main characters, which is really nice. I was able to find one that I really felt like I related to and that I could say, yes, that's me. And it's very rare that I get that. I feel like as a woman, I find myself having to identify with male characters a lot more. Even if there is a female character, sometimes I just don't relate to the female character. What? Who said that? In addition to their personalities, all of the body types of the different women span the gambit. You've got tall, skinny girls, you've got flat-chested girls, you've got voluptuous girls. That's not the word, it's voluptuous, but I said voluptuous, but that's okay. You've got bulkier girls, you've got the orc girl. What's her name? Braga. Her name's Braga, I'm pretty sure. I like her, she's sassy. She's pretty cool. Braga. Yeah, each of the Rat Queens is really distinct. They're unique and interesting. We got enough of their backstory to feel like we can understand, their motivations and where they're coming from, but not too much of their backstory where we feel like we already know everything and there's not much more to be found out. Now I'd like to take some time to look at each of the characters. We're going to start with Betty, because Betty was my absolute favorite. Just period. Betty. Champ. Love her. She's the best. Betty is a halfling, so she's really, really short. Honestly, we don't really know too much about Betty, which I really hope we find out a little bit more about her later on. She likes women. That's fun. She has a girlfriend, sort of. She's a little bit the comic relief, but not in like a bad way. One of my favorite moments, actually, in the entire comic was between Betty and the captain. Shh, secrets. Next we have Hannah. I'm pretty sure Hannah is the leader of the Rat Queens. I could be totally wrong. I'm not sure if it's Hannah or Violet, or if they even have a leader. They might not have a leader. Hannah is an elf. She's their conjurer. She has the most attitude of the Rat Queens. She's an instigator. She's definitely an instigator. And her and the captain had a little something going on there. Shh, secrets. Violet is a dwarf, and she's shaved her beard. We don't know exactly why yet. I'm sure we will find out soon. There's actually a scene where she's at a party and she's annoyed that there are a bunch of dwarf girls that have shaved their beards just like as a trend. She's like, oh, I shaved my beard because it meant something. She's pretty awesome. She's got nice sword. She's got a cool sword and some cool armor going on. Last but not least, D comes from a family who worship a giant flying squid. I really hope we get into that a little bit more, because I'm dying to know. D is the human of the group. She's the least social. It was nice to have somebody who doesn't really like to party on the team, because otherwise they would start to be too much partiers, all of them. It's good to have like the odd one out in case you don't relate to the other girls. Actually, another of my favorite moments comes from D. They're at a party and she's sitting in a corner with her book, and a guy comes up to her and starts trying to flirt with her, and she just shuts him down. But in like the greatest way possible. On a scale of 7 swords, I would give Rat Queens a 7. I think everyone and their grandma should read it. I think you should read it with your grandma. I don't think that. Don't read it with your grandma. Unless your grandma's really chill. I might read it with my grandma. So that's it for my review. And thanks for watching, guys.